She said, "Stop being so needy. I'll text when I want." I replied, "No problem then." I'm Javier, 32 years old, and I had been going out with Sophia, 29, for about 7 months. We met at a barbecue on a friend's rooftop last spring. She was his wife's friend. She was smart, funny, and worked as marketing director at a tech startup in the Roma neighborhood. The first few months were incredible. We clicked immediately. We had similar tastes. The chemistry was obvious. But around the 5th month, things started to change. She took longer to reply to messages. Plans were canceled at the last moment. When we managed to see each other, she seemed distracted, always glued to her phone. Classic signs, right? But every time I tried to talk about it, she turned the tables on me. "Oh, Javier, how clingy you've become lately. Can't you give me my space to breathe? Not everything revolves around you." The conversation that ended everything happened 3 weeks ago. We were supposed to have dinner on Friday at a place in Coyoacán. She canceled on Thursday night. It was the 3rd time that month. I called her. "Hey, I just wanted to see if everything was okay. I felt you very distant." A heavy sigh from her side. "Here you go again. This is what I mean." "Exactly. What do you mean?" "That you're suffocating me. You text me all the time. You always want to know where I am. You need me to reassure you every 5 seconds. It's exhausting." "Sophia, today I sent you 2 messages. One good morning and another to ask about dinner. It's not the quantity, it's the energy. You're too demanding, like a puppy looking for attention all the time. That hurt. So what is it that you want?" "I want to text you when I feel like it, call you when I want to talk, not because you need your daily dose of security. Stop being so desperate." "All right." "What?" I said. "All right, no problem. Good, finally. I'll text you when I feel like it." And she hung up on me. I sat for about 10 minutes with my phone in my hand. 7 months. I had moved my work schedule to go to her events. I helped her with her move. I met her parents, and now it turned out I was needy for asking for basic communication. Perfect. She wants to write when she feels like it. Let's see how that works out. I opened her chat, muted it forever, no notifications. I went to settings and deactivated read receipts only for her. Then I put my phone on do not disturb mode, allowing only calls from my family and closest friends. If she wanted space, I was going to give her all the space in the universe. First update. The first week was honestly more difficult than I expected. I caught myself about to check her chat. Sometimes I had to leave my phone in another room, but I held firm. Meanwhile, life went on. I caught up with friends I had neglected. I finally finished assembling a piece of furniture I had pending in my workshop and even went away for a weekend with my brother to Tepoztlan, a trip I had postponed because Sophia always had tentative plans that never materialized. My buddy Mateo asked me about her in the 2nd week. "Hey, I haven't seen Sophia in a while. We're giving each other some space." That's code for saying you already broke up. It's code for saying exactly what I said. Space. He looked at me strangely, but didn't insist. What I didn't know, but would discover later, is that her "I'll text you when I feel like it" started almost immediately, according to the mountain of messages I would see later. Day 1, "Hey, thinking about you." Day 2, "Let's go for coffee this week." Day 3, "Hello." Day 4, "Are you seriously ignoring me?" Day 5, "This is super immature." And from there it escalated. But with notifications muted and without the read receipts, she had no idea if I was seeing them. For her, I could be reading each message and choosing not to respond. Or maybe I hadn't touched my phone in days. The uncertainty must have been consuming her. Before we continue with what happened next, if you're enjoying this story and think Javier made the right move, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what you would have done in his situation. Would you have given her space too, or handled it differently? And if you're new here, subscribe because we share real stories about relationships, boundaries, and self-respect every week. By the 2nd week, she changed tactics. She called my office. I'm a remodeling contractor. I have a business line. My administrator took the message. I didn't return the call. She tried to contact me through Instagram. I barely use it, so it was easy not to see it. Then came the mutual friends. Mateo's wife, Valeria, called me. "Javier, quick question. Is everything okay between you and Sophia?" "Why?" "She texted me asking if you were okay. She says she hasn't heard from you. She told me to stop being needy and that she'd text me when she felt like it." "I guess she hasn't felt like it." Valeria laughed. "Are you serious?" "Totally. It's not a game. She wanted space, and I'm giving it to her." But here's where things get interesting. Sophia started inventing her own version of the story. She told people I was punishing her with the silent treatment, that I was manipulative and emotionally affecting her. She cast herself in the victim role. Valeria told me later that Sophia was sending her very long messages about how worried she was, that she just wanted to know if I was okay and how cruel I was being. The best part of all, I wasn't doing anything, literally nothing. I was just living my life as she had asked me to, without being needy, without seeking her approval, without texting her unless she did first. And according to my muted notifications, she was doing it like crazy. 2nd update. 3 weeks later, on a Tuesday night, I was reinstalling some kitchen cabinets when I heard someone pounding on my door. Not knocking, pounding. I looked through the peephole. It was Sophia, with her hair a mess, smudged mascara. She looked completely beside herself. myself. Open the door, Javier. I know you're there. Your truck is outside. I opened it, but left the security chain on. Hello, Sophia. Don't give me your hello, Sophia. Where the heck have you been? I've been here. I've been texting you for weeks. Calling you. I even went to your office. Okay. That's all you're going to say. You said you'd text when you felt like it. I assumed you hadn't felt like it. Her face turned purple. I sent you hundreds of messages. How strange. Must be a problem with my phone. Let me see your phone. No. Why not? Because you told me I was needy and that I suffocated you. I'm giving you your space. Isn't that what you wanted? I didn't mean it like that. It's not like that. You know perfectly well what I meant. I know perfectly well what you said. Stop being needy. Don't text me if I don't text you first. Give me space. And that's what I'm doing. This is manipulation. No, this is literally what you asked for. She tried to push the door. We need to talk about this. Seriously. You made it very clear that my need for basic communication seemed exhausting to you. I'm just trying not to exhaust you anymore. You're twisting my words. I'm repeating them exactly as you said them. She went quiet for a second, and her attitude changed. The tears started. I was very stressed with work. I didn't mean it. I miss you. Can we talk, please? Sophia, you called me a needy puppy. You said I was desperate, that I suffocated you. Those are very specific words. I was having a bad day. For 3 months. That hit her hard. Look, I continued. You wanted to control all the communication, decide when we talked, when we texted, when we saw each other. That's not a relationship. That's keeping me on a shelf for when you're bored. That's not true. Your last message before complaining to me was to cancel our 3rd date of the month. But of course, the problem is me for wanting to see my girlfriend. She tried another strategy. My mom has been asking about you. She really likes you. How kind. Tell her I send my regards. My birthday is next week. You remember, right? Yes. Were you planning to do anything about it? Or would it be too needy of me to assume so? More tears. But now I could see the anger underneath. You're being very cruel. I'm being exactly what you asked for. Distant, indifferent, not needy. I didn't want this. Then what did you want? Silence. Did you want me to beg? I said quietly, to plead for your attention, to show you how much I cared about you while you decided if I was worth your time. Was that it or not? Sophia, go home. We're not done talking. Yes, we are. You ended this 3 weeks ago when you called me pathetic for wanting normal couple interaction. I never said pathetic. Desperate, needy, suffocating. Same thing. I started to close the door. She put her foot in to prevent it. If you close that door, we're done. We've been done since you told me to stop being needy. I finally listened to you. I moved her foot with mine, closed it, and locked it. She banged on the door for another 5 minutes, yelling that I was going to regret it, that I was throwing away something special, that no one would ever love me like she did. That last part made me laugh. If that was her way of loving, I preferred being alone 1,000 times over. Third update. The escalation of her behavior was fast and spectacular. The next day, I finally checked my phone properly. 134 unread messages from her on WhatsApp. I started to skim through them. The progression was fascinating. Days 1 to 3, casual, as if nothing happened. Days 4 to 7, irritated, demanding answers. Days 8 to 14, alternating between anger and concern. Days 15 to 20, total panic. Apologies, please. Day 21, threats. Some of the best ones. How immature you are. I'm willing to forgive you if you apologize right now. You're proving my point. This silent treatment is just another form of being needy. My therapist says what you're doing is psychological violence. She doesn't have a therapist. If you don't answer me by tonight, I'm going to your house. I'm going to call the police to report you missing. Your stupid pride is ruining everything. I hope you're happy for having caused me this trauma. But the best message came the morning after her visit. You've shown who you really are. A real man fights for his relationship. He doesn't play childish games. I'm blocking you. Don't look for me again. I laughed. She was blocking me. 20 minutes later, a message from an unknown number. It's Sophia. I blocked you, but I had things left to say. I blocked that number. An hour later, an email. Subject, we need to have an adult conversation. I sent it to spam. Then her mom called. Beatrice. I always liked her. A very sweet lady. Javier, son, I'm worried about Sophia. She tells me you had a fight. Hi, Beatrice. We didn't fight. She told me I was too needy and to give her space, and that's what I did. She's devastated. She's been crying for days. I'm sorry to hear that. Couldn't you talk to her? She really loves you. Beatrice, with all due respect, she told me I was suffocating her for wanting to see her more than once a month. That's not loving. That's seeking convenience. There was a pause. She said that to you? Among other things. Oh, son, I'm so sorry. My daughter has always been like this. Her dad and I surely spoiled her too much. It's not your fault. You're a good young man. Don't let her make you think otherwise. Thank you, Beatrice. Take care. Next chapter. Sophia showed up at my office. My foreman called me while I was on a project. Hey, boss, your girl is here. My ex-girl. And don't let her in. She's making a scene. Call a patrol if necessary. She left before the police arrived, but not before telling everyone in the office that I was mentally unstable and wasn't doing well. My administrator, Mrs. Elvira, a 62-year-old lady who doesn't take nonsense from anyone, apparently told her, my dear, the only unstable one here is whoever comes to make a scene at a man's workplace after he's already ended things with you. Then came the social media campaign. She posted a very long text on Facebook about narcissistic men who can't stand strong, independent women. How she saved herself from someone who played with her mind instead of communicating. The comments were interesting. Her friends supported her at first, but then people started asking, hey, didn't you say he was too clingy? I thought you wanted your space. Wasn't it you who told him not to text you? She deleted the post within a couple of hours. But my favorite part part was when she tried to involve our mutual friends. She went to Mateo and Valeria's house crying, saying I was terrorizing her emotionally. Valeria told me later. I asked her just one question. Did you or did you not tell him to stop being needy and to only text you when you felt like it? She didn't know what to answer. She just kept repeating that wasn't the point. Fourth update, grand finale. I received a call from a number I didn't recognize. I was about to not answer, but something told me to do it. Am I speaking with Javier? Speaking. I'm Ricardo. I'm calling about Sophia. Who? Sophia. I'm her friend. Plan B. Okay. She's really bad about what happened between you two. And you're calling me why? I think you owe her an explanation. Sorry, who are you? I'm someone who cares about her. And since when do you care? Silence. Let me guess. I continued. You've been friends for a while, always there to listen to her complain about her needy boyfriend, telling her she deserved something better. Maybe you met for coffee a couple of times while I was supposedly suffocating her. It wasn't like that. Of course not. I'll tell you something, Ricardo. She's all yours. Enjoy the experience. Just remember this in about 6 months when she starts telling you you're too needy. I hung up. Then came the legal threat. Yes, it got to that. I received a letter from an alleged lawyer saying I had pending charges for deliberate psychological damage and inflicting suffering through sustained abandonment. I took it to my cousin, who's a law student. He laughed for 5 minutes straight. This doesn't even have an official seal. It's a template she downloaded from the internet. So I don't worry about this. Not about the letter. The fact that she's not mentally well, maybe a little. I decided to be proactive. I went to a civil court and requested a restraining order. I had evidence that she had shown up at my house and workplace, harassing messages, false legal threat. The judge granted me a temporary order immediately. She was notified the next day. The voicemail she left me from a friend's phone violating the order was next level. A restraining order? Are you serious? I'm the victim. You damaged me psychologically. You're going to regret this. My dad knows important people at City Hall. You're finished. Finished. I sent that audio to my lawyer. First violation. She tried one more time. She sent her friend Daniela to my house with a letter. Daniela looked embarrassed. I'm really sorry about all this. I can't accept it. There's a restraining order. I know. I told her this was foolish, but she's not handling it well. That's no longer my problem. For what it's worth, we all knew she was treating you badly. Always canceling, always with her changing attitude. You deserve something better. Thank you. She's been like this with all her boyfriends. She pushes them away, and when they finally leave, she goes crazy. Sounds like she needs therapy, not a boyfriend. I've been telling her that for years. Final update. It's been 3 months since everything started. The restraining order is now permanent. She violated it 3 times the first month, trying to contact me through other people. From what I've heard, Ricardo lasted about 3 weeks before she gave him the same routine. Since then, she's gone out with 2 others and has lost several friends who got tired of her drama. She keeps posting vague things about toxic exes and how she survived emotional damage. She even said I was stalking her while she was the one violating a restraining order against me. As for me, I'm doing well. Better than well, actually. I started my own remodeling business, something I wanted to do for years, but Sophia always said was too risky. I've been going out with someone new for about a month. Her name is Elena. She's a nurse. You know what she told me on our second date? I really like that you reply to messages. My ex took days to respond and drove me crazy. I laughed. Trust me, communication won't be a problem. The difference is huge. Elena really wants to see me. She makes plans and keeps them. She responds to messages like a normal person. She doesn't treat basic couple interaction as if it were a heavy burden. I ran into Valeria last week at a hardware store. Hey, I heard you're doing really well. Can't complain. Sophia keeps saying you were the bad guy. She has the right to her own version of the story. Mateo ran into her at a bar last weekend. She was intoxicated, crying to some new guy about you. 3 months later, and it turns out you were the love of her life. I didn't leave. She pushed me to leave and then got angry because I didn't come crawling back. That's exactly what Mateo told her. And you know what she did? What? She threw her beverage in his face. We laughed. This is what I learned. When someone tells you that your basic needs are too much, believe them. Don't try to convince them otherwise. Don't make yourself smaller to fit in their world. Just leave. Sophia wanted a relationship on her own terms where she controlled when we talked, when we saw each other, and how much attention I was allowed to want. That's not a partnership. That's manipulation. The most ironic thing is that everything I did was give her exactly what she asked for. Total space, zero neediness. No messages if she didn't initiate them. And that blew her circuits. Because what she really wanted was for me to chase her desperately while she decided if I was worth her time. There are people who don't want a partner. They want a fan club they can turn on and off at will. The restraining order remains in effect. From time to time, she tries to test the waters with fake profiles or sending intermediaries. Each violation is documented and reported. My lawyer says she's accumulating an interesting legal history. A few more violations and she could face real consequences. But that's no longer my problem. She wanted space. She got an entire universe of it. The best revenge isn't an elaborate plan. Sometimes it's simply taking someone at their word and letting them live with the consequences. Thanks for reading this whole story. It feels good to get it all out. For anyone going through something similar, you're not needy for wanting basic things in a relationship. You don't suffocate anyone by wanting to see your partner more than twice a month. And you're definitely not desperate for expecting consistent communication. Find someone who really wants to be with you, not someone who treats you like a pending task they note on their agenda from time to time. See you you around. I'm going to text my girlfriend.